Hello, Sagittarius. Welcome to your monthly forecast for September 2025. This is for Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising. We're going to jump right in. And if you are new to my channel, I'm going to give you your astrological overview. Then I'm going to do your spread. Then I break it down week by week. I pull more cards. We get a little peek. And remember, there's more aspects on the back here. And if you did see my last live stream, which I'll leave at the end of this video, these forecasts are going to be a little bit shorter than normal, and I will be talking a little bit faster. Okay, so you can always adjust that on your end in your YouTube settings. But remember, we will go deeper in the aspects because I'm gonna skip a couple, but in your weekly forecast. All right, so September. Remember the best aspects of the month, right? They're with the asterisks. So let's talk about September. It is eclipse season, and I don't want you to be. It's still a great month. There's great stuff happening. So it is eclipse season, though. Eclipses are game changers. They're wild cards. They bring significant endings, beginnings. They're part of these storylines that you've been going through for for some time now. And I'll walk you through it. But they are on the Virgo Pisces axis. So just in general, it really is about health. Okay, so that is physical health, it's mental health, gut health. Virgo does rule the digestive system, but for you it would be, health, wellness in career, in your profession, and at home. All right, the well-being of like the home situation for you, and big thing happening at home for y'all this month that we'll talk about. But that rare grand trine that we've been experiencing, the prison portal, that's going to shift, all right, this month. And if you don't know what that is, I'll leave that video in the I'll leave it in the description box too, because it's so important. It is a video that what you can expect for the next 2 years, yeah, for your sign. All right, but while it is going to be shifting in that window of these big opportunities of creating this new era for yourself over the summer, while it gets a little bit smaller, the one thing doesn't change, and that's out with the old, in with the new. And that's going to be a big theme for September in a really big way, because eclipses, again, they can put you in paths that you didn't expect, right? So, and the other thing is, like, September, another reason why it's so major is because it's not just eclipse season. There's a lot happening. Remember all the big, major, rare aspects from August. Yeah, they're spilling over into the month. And then the eclipses, there are some challenging aspects that are kind of clustered around the eclipses. So, again, there's a lot happening this month. It can be a little wild. I mean, it can be really fun too. It can be very exciting. There can be some like fun moments. Yeah, so just keep that in mind. All right, the last reason why September, I want you to really pay attention to this. All the planets have come out to play hard, and we're talking Mercury, Venus, Mars, all the inner planets. They're all changing signs. Okay, and some are going to make some notable aspects. Jupiter, your ruler, Sagittarius, is going to make a few cameos. One that's really great in the first week. We'll talk about that. It's not on the whiteboard. Not everything's on the whiteboard. Remember, I don't have room. And listen, you see what's happening just the first week. Yeah? That's September. And I remember I got a bigger whiteboard. All right. And all the outer planets, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, Pluto, all retrograde. Yeah. Two of them are going retrograde this month. And so a lot of reflection, a lot of like going within. And we can't forget the luminaries, the sun and the moon, which they're going to be on the nodes, with working with the nodes. Therefore, these eclipses will be strong. And if you didn't notice, that was all the planets. That's all the heavenly bodies in our solar system active AF this month. Right off the bat, Saturn going retrograde Monday, September 1st. I mean, there you go. All right. This is going to be for about 5 months before Saturn does move back into Aries, February 2026, for 2 years. Yep. So you had a little break. Yep. Because I say that Saturn, right, was in Pisces for 2 years. Yep. And moved into Aries over the summer for a little bit. So you got a glimpse of what your life is going to be like starting February 2026. That's why I said take inspired action. You create your reality. You still can. But here's the thing: Saturn is the planet of authority and responsibility and restrictions and commitments and structures and reality checks going back into Pisces, meaning it's going back into your fourth house of home and family. And so everything that you had been experiencing for the past 2 years, and you've been experiencing a lot in the home sector, home, family, the foundations of your life. Yep. Saturn's coming back here. Okay. And if you want to think about what happened April, May 2025 of this year, Saturn's going to be right at that same degree point. So there could be themes around that time that come up around home and family, property matters, real estate, significant other, parents, children, your, ancestry, roots, things like that. All right. Now, Saturn, as we know, is like, he's a taskmaster. He's like a TSA agent, but he's got to be a little bit more like Gordon Ramsay this month. Okay. You're a contestant on MasterChef and you made it to the finals. Congratulations. Saturn now is going to see how much you learned throughout the whole process. Okay, so since March 2023, everything that you've been experiencing in home and family, Saturn's doing one last check in right now. All right, remember, you learned most of your lessons throughout the past 2 years. So this is more of just a check in from Saturn. Okay, if you didn't learn anything, if you didn't make those changes, Saturn brings those tests and life lessons. He's gonna make you still have to pass the test to move forward. He's gonna make sure you pass the test, and sometimes that can be the hard way. All right, because Saturn is karma, as we know, and he rewards you when you put in the work, when you put in the effort, and because he is karma, please pay attention to the first week. Look at what's happening. We have the North Node, the karmic node of fate, your destiny, your life purpose, mission statement in Pisces, your home, family sector, with a new moon lunar eclipse in Pisces. So please impress Gordon Ramsay. Make your best plate of tuna salad. Here's the thing. This first week is pivotal. You're going to spend some time asking yourself, what did I learn when it comes to home, family, marriage, things like that, like things that have to do with home, right? How far have I come? Have I been real with myself? Is this even the future that I want? Is this my big dream? Pisces is dreams. Remember, Saturn is helping you make your dreams become reality. You're going to make big decisions this month, all right? This Saturn retrograde so close to the eclipse. So just the first week, again, very, very strong, all right? And the thing that is not on the whiteboard, Jupiter trining the North Node. So that really helps. Really, really helps. Again, Jupiter being your ruler, Jupiter natively ruling Pisces. So Jupiter is the ruler of Pisces, even though Jupiter's exalted in Cancer, so he does his best in Cancer. Amazing. That's happening on September 3rd. Okay. But you feel it all week. So Jupiter, luck, good fortune, expansion, wisdom, who also has like an element of karma, very spiritual, will be here. The North Node, okay? Jupiter is in Cancer. For you, Sagittarius, that's your 8th house. What does that mean? That's death and rebirth. That's personal transformation. That's regeneration. That's you becoming a new you, but Jupiter protecting you as you have this butterfly to caterpillar moment. Now it's having this amazing, wonderful relationship with your North Node, where Saturn is too. Okay? So home and family, again, really big factor here. And money is going to be a big theme here. Making money, shared assets, resources, joint bank accounts, loans, taxes, royalties, inheritance, investments. That's all on the table, as well as deepening relationships. All right. So, and that can be career if you're not, if everything, like with every Sagittarius is different. So, there could even be like working from home opportunities as well, or doing businesses around like, I don't know, lawn mowing service at homes, or you buying property. Oh, there's so much home stuff. Now, if you are a cross watcher, if you watch for your rising or your moon, or for your, husband, Jack, your wife, Lisa, or your plumber, it doesn't matter. All the water signs, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, will feel Jupiter trine the North Node the most. And I am throwing you in there, Sagittarius. Jupiter is your ruler. If you know your birth chart, planets anywhere between 16 to 20 degrees. And any of those water signs, you're really going to feel it. Now, speaking of this week, it being a big week, really pay attention, because if you saw my live stream, like I am not going to be here next week, okay? Anyway, so I'm taking a little break with my dog, with Ruby. So please pay attention to what's happening the first week. It is very pivotal. It's big, all right? And then I'll come back and we're going to go deeper in the aspects, all right? So now, Tuesday, September 2nd, Mercury moves into Virgo. So there you go. There's a big gift for you. All right. Mercury in Virgo until the 18th. Joining the sun, we're in Virgo season. Great. Amazing. You have so much focus on career and fame and the way that you want to be known if you're not here for career, like how you want to be perceived. It's very public facing, honors and achievements. That's what's happening the first few weeks. Okay. Up until the 18th, where you got the sun and Mercury there. Now, because Virgo rules your 10th house. And Mercury is exalted in Virgo, the same way Jupiter is in Cancer. So Mercury does its best in Virgo for you. And Mercury is communication, it's logic, it's thinking, it's all of that, right? So it's very grounded energy, practical, analytical. It's you break it out, your Notion, your Trello boards, all of that, right? Your Microsoft Office, Copilot, whatever you want. But it really is like, let me take a step back and actually process things, okay, when it comes to career. All right. Very Velma over Scooby. Now, don't forget, you still have Jupiter trining the north there too, helping you tremendously. Now, Wednesday, September 3rd, this where it gets a little, you got Mercury square Uranus and Gemini. And that's the thing. September 3rd, I really want you to pay attention to this because it may feel a little bit stronger than you would believe because Mercury rules both Virgo and Gemini. Secondly, Mercury is the lower octave of Uranus. There's a square off here, all right? So Mercury being the mind, the messenger, but still the trickster. It's a square. There may be some surprises. It's Uranus, okay? Especially with partnerships, relationships, and contracts. It's your 7th house, Uranus and Gemini, all right? So just bear that in mind. And it may, of course, again, have to do with career or how you want to be perceived. It's your 10th house, very public facing. Surprises. There could be something here where there are arguments. There could be unexpected messages, unexpected news. It could be you saying something that jolts other people, right? Like, oh, I'm quitting, things like that. Okay. Even technology is a big factor here. Space, if you're an astronaut, it honestly is with Uranus, but just expect some surprises. All right. However, you can use this, like I always say, with any aspect you can use, right? There's lower expressions, higher expressions. This is innovation. This is being experimental. This is thinking outside the box, freeing your mind. All right. It's Uranus, right? Who is actually trining Pluto all month, Pluto in Aquarius. That's absolutely amazing because Pluto in Aquarius was your 3rd house, which is Gemini's home. So communication. There's some rebel energy in you, but use it for, the good, for the greater good. All right. There's something where you want to say things. All right. And just be mindful, be very diplomatic. Speaking of which, September 4th, Mars in Libra, the sign of diplomacy, will square Jupiter in Cancer. So honestly, with this, just again, there may be something here with social media for you, the masses. There may be something here with groups, benefactors, your friendship, your squad, or your future hopes, wishes, long-term goals and dreams, something with money, something with partnerships. Yeah, that's going to be a big thing, especially partnerships. Now, Mars squared Jupiter, just practice patience. Mars is not, he doesn't do well in Libra, and so he can be a little like, compromise. That's all it is. Libra's all about compromise. Easy peasy. That's all you have to do because you may want to make big moves. Yeah. There's some things you may want to do, but it can be burnout energy because there could just be some hitting some walls. There could also be some overconfidence, just, with this square. So why get riled up about something that's not worth it, right? So just remember you're on a karmic journey, okay? Everything has ripple effects. Yeah. Everything is made of energy and you create your reality. So keep that in mind. Be responsive, not reactive. Stay frosty. Be cool. You're going to be fine. It's only because Mars is a little aggressive here. All right. So again, something very likely with partnerships, relationships for you here, and maybe money and investors and things like that. Anyway, September 5th on Friday, Uranus will go retrograde in Gemini until November 7th. So That's great, because you're got to take all this time, yeah, all this time reflecting on your relationships. And it doesn't, it can be love, it can be career, it can be what, it can be your gardener. You just, all right. Also, contracts. Yeah. You're just going to be doing some reflection. You're just, Gemini is all about the mind. There's something here about you expanding your mind, opening your mind, expanding your consciousness as well. All right. This is your evolution. Uranus is the great awakener, right? And thank you for those who have signed up. That really means a lot to me. Uranus is innovation and breakthrough. It's the future. All right. So keep that in mind. Now, Sunday, September 7th, and that's again, now all the outer planets are now retrograde. So you're really doing a lot of processing and like I said, going within. Sunday, September 7th, we have the full moon lunar eclipse in Pisces. I did a whole video on eclipses. I'll leave in the description box as well on what to expect, what not to do. These are eclipses, so things are going to change. Eclipses, they're 100 times the power of like a new moon, full moon. They can often eclipse things from your life, yeah, but it's to clear your path forward. And because they do bring unexpected moments, it could be something where you're just like, what the fax machine just happened? uh but then you see eventually like the reason why, or the benefit for what happened. All right, now this is happening in Pisces, your fourth house, home and family. There's something fated here. It's on the note of fate, right? And everything is cyclical, remember that. Eclipses are 19-year cycles, so if you want to think about what happened between 2006 2008, there you go. You'll pick up some patterns in terms of themes. Obviously, the sky was completely different. It's just pattern recognition. All right. So that's all that is. But if you don't want to think that far, think about the new moon solar eclipse in Pisces, September 17th of last year, of 2024. That's This is the corresponding full moon. So that month, and again, think of the whole month, right? Because eclipses are so strong. That started a whole new phase in your life, okay? This is now closing out a chapter for a new chapter. And be mindful of the fact that, yeah, eclipses can, for you, it depends. Listen, everyone has a different birth chart. Every Sagittarius, yeah, it makes you different from every other Sagittarius in the world, right? It's like a fingerprint. Everyone has a different fingerprint. This eclipse, everyone is going to feel in different ways, different times. It could be on the day of the eclipse, a week before, a week after, even like a month later. It could be, this is big. This is a powerful eclipse. This is very emotional. There's a big release point here, but it's also very cathartic. It is something that you've been, working with since last September, and you're like, finally, this is over, right? So everyone's going to react differently and have different experiences, but it is very spiritual. It's in Pisces, very feminine and sensitive, so it can be very emotional. Don't try to force anything during eclipses. You just go with the flow with the go. Remember, water flows. Yeah. So just be mindful. This may be emotional. It is a lunar eclipse. And with that said, it's also the South Node in Virgo, right? So all the nodes are activated. Virgo energy is detoxing, it's purging, it's purification. All right. So think about your energy. All right. Like, what is disrupting your energy field, your biofield? What has to change? What's not negotiable? Because this is a triple dose of release. All right. You not only have a lunar eclipse, completion, culmination, right? Things ending, but also it's in Pisces, ending, right? The last sign, and then the South Node in Virgo. Like, let's leave this in the past. So there may be something that's really changing here in home and family for you. But again, it may be like you are now leaving your home because you met the love of your life and you're moving in with that person. That's a big change. Yeah, home and family. Now, mutable signs, who's going to feel this the most? It will be Gemini, Virgo, you, and Pisces. I'm throwing in Cancer and Scorpio too. All the water signs are really going to feel this. If you have any planets between 16 to 20 degrees in any of those signs in your birth chart, you're really going to feel it. Now, Friday, September 12th, you're going to love this. You're going to love this, especially if you're here for career or money, all right, or fame, because this is the best and luckiest aspect of the month. You have the Sun sextile Jupiter, happens average twice a year. You have Mercury sextile Jupiter, same thing, okay, twice a year. What are the chances they both happen to happen on the same day? So this entire weekend is special. Sextiles are windows of opportunity. All right, so you do have to take that action for what you want. And both the Sun and Jupiter are, optimism, growth, and opportunity. So Mercury sextile Jupiter, that's good news. That's great for like job interviews, lucky negotiations, asking for a raise, signing a contract, all of that. All of that. Wow. Even travel for y'all. But again, you got Mercury and the Sun in Virgo and your 10th house of fame, career, being recognized. Amazing. Okay. Jupiter in Cancer and your 8th house of transformation, of wealth building, of, partnership building as well. Can be business partners. So be present, be social, take action. This is special. And the reason why it's special is because not on the whiteboard, you have the Sun and Mercury together. Mercury's going to be in the heart of the Sun. It's a Mercury Kazemi at 20 degrees. So, two things with that. A, huge moment of clarity for you. And there can be, some big news for you around this time. And this is like a refresh, but it's right on the south node of Virgo. It's almost like something's got to go for this new thing coming through. Okay, so just keep that in mind. It's a little bonkers, like, it's interesting, but it's still the best day, and it's just like you having the clarity of what you need to leave in the past to make room for the new. Now, who's going to feel this the most? Well, it's going to be mutable signs. Gemini, Virgo, you, and Pisces, especially Gemini. So if you have Gemini in your chart, because this day the moon will be in Gemini, therefore the moon will conjunct Uranus in Gemini. It's going to form a mini grand trine with Pluto in Aquarius and Neptune in Aries. And so it is really, really nice. And Gemini, remember, rules your 7th house of contracts and partnerships and marriage and love. You're good now. And so let's turn it over. Okay, so here we go. And remember, in the weekly forecast, we're going to go a lot deeper in these aspects. So I'm just going to do a little touch and go here. You can see that there's a lot more happening, and you've got Venus. You got Venus sextiling Mars, which is amazing. We'll get to that. I really like that. I think there's something here really nice and special with you for like friendships and joining communities, something about as well, like book publishing, broadcasting. Maybe you're starting a podcast, but it's Mars and Venus. You know what happens when the cosmic lovebirds get together as well. So there you go. There could be something really spiritual too for you. Now, Wednesday, September 17th, there's a lot happening in this cluster of days. Mercury opposite Saturn, also Neptune, not on the whiteboard. Mercury is going to be moving into Libra. Mars is still in Libra. There's a lot happening, okay? So what this is for you, it just feels like there's a lot of signing of things, yeah, with Mercury and Libra. There can be something here with the courts. There can be something with legal matters. There can be something like getting married. You sign a, marriage certificate. But just keep that in mind. Maybe something you're starting with friends too. There may be something here. Anyway, home stuff as well. Now, again, on the 18th, I love this for you as well. Mercury and Libra, trine Uranus and Gemini, Pluto and Aquarius, all of that 1 degree point. So something new forming around this time. You have this amazing grand air trine. We'll talk about it when we get to your weekly forecast, but there's just something here. It looks like you're signing or agreeing to that's really special. That's part of it may have to do with a partnership. Okay. Now on the 19th, Venus does move into Virgo. So this is a little, Venus and Virgo we'll talk about in the weekly forecast. A little bit more like paying a lot of attention to, love and money and relationships and creative projects. But remember, Virgo does rule your 10th house. So I think that you're actually going to really like this after all that. There were some overwhelming aspects recently, and this is just like bringing everything grounded. But you know, we will talk about it. But it is in your 10th house of career, so it's almost like a lot of you are having these big changes in career or the way that you're being perceived or your public image and achievements. And now you're really getting things in order and being very detailed and eagle-eyed with contracts, things like that. Now, Monday the 22nd, we have the new moon solar eclipse in Virgo. So this is at 5:30 p.m. my time, Eastern Standard Time. Convert that to wherever you live in the world. It's at 29 degrees. We've talked about this. It's a critical degree, an heretic degree. It is a culmination point, like a graduation. That is South Node in Virgo. It's on the South Node in Virgo. So that's there's a little bit of like, okay, we really got to let this go for this rocket ship of something new to come through in your 10th house of career or fame or your public reputation. Okay? This is pretty life changing, especially, the fact that it's coming up for that new moon in Virgo, August 22nd at 0 degrees. There was something already happening. And again, it also can have to do with like, again, work is going to be a big thing for you. There may be something here with work, maybe even a side hustle, a side project, or you becoming like the boss, CEO, starting an LLC, all of that. But it is when you see this major change start to happen for you. But remember, there's got to be some letting. And when I say letting go and release, I'm talking about old patterns, habits, systems, structures, jobs that you've, graduated from, like things like that. Focus on that well-being. And that's the main thing, okay? Well-being in the office space and work. Like, is this what do you feel good about this? And overall health, it starts with self-love and self-care and self-value. Are you sitting too much? Are you, scrolling on your phone too much? Do you feel nurtured? Or, Virgo is all about service to others, okay? Hospitality, things like that. How are you contributing? Like, those are some things that may come up, all right? That those adjustments that you're going to make, all right? Now, the one last thing about this new moon solar eclipse is that Gordon Ramsay, Saturn, will be here opposite this eclipse. So there's going to be a bit of a test. All right, we'll talk about it in your weekly forecast. And again, something, it's almost like this pull with career, profession, purpose, all of that, and then home and family. So there may be something there. Now, the other thing is Monday, September 22nd. That's when we move into Libra season. I think you're really going to like it. Libra season you do really well. Libra being an air sign, you being a fire sign, you love this, all right? Because it is your 11th house of your future hopes, wishes, and long-term goals, dreams. And also, again, like social media could be a really big thing for you right now. 11th house is also your support system, benefactors, allies, friendship, squad. But it is Libra energy, so still a big focus on partnerships and marriage and love, contracts. And we have the equinox as well. That's a whole other thing in itself. What's not on the whiteboard, it's going to be very interesting for you, but Mars will move into Scorpio. Mars has not been in Scorpio for a long time. Mars is happy to be home in Scorpio. It's his home, Mars rules Scorpio. So Mars in Scorpio has an intensity to it. Very it's all about your drive, ambition, your passions, libido, all of that. But it is Mars in Scorpio that can get really, all right, there is an intensity, like I said. But we'll talk about your weekly forecast. And that's your 12th house. So Scorpio rules your 12th house. So for you, it's very interesting because, again, the 12th house is so nebulous. It's like infinity. It's everything beyond the physical plane. So intuition, it's spirituality, it's healing, it's all of that. So Mars really can be, do his thing. And the reason I'm bringing that up, you do see that Mars squares Pluto. So as soon as he moves into his sign, the square starts. Pluto is Scorpio's modern ruler. So not only do you have Scorpio's two rulers at play, and they're the most powerful planets, Scorpio just happens to be a very intense sign. There's got to be some things that they don't see eye to eye. It's power struggles, even with authorities. But again, you can use it. It can be your big breakthrough. Yeah, that's Pluto energy too, being in an Aquarius. But anyway, Sagittarius, let's get started. See what is going on for you for September 2025 for Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising. All right, Sagittarius. So yeah, honestly, the biggest thing here is like, it's career. It's almost like you're really working on the way that you want to be seen. Yeah. But also home. There's going to be a big shift and focus on home again. Your fourth house. And to be honest, every time we did enter, like Virgo season, we always had that, Saturn was always like for the past year or so, but it wasn't this time around. Anyway, what was I going to say? I do a traditional culture cross spread, offers the best overview. If we need to pull clarifiers, yeah, we will. Sagittarius. All right, let's get started. Y'all, all of it. All right, let's see. Yes, yeah, it's gonna be a month. It's gonna be a month. There's a lot of clarity though. It's almost like there's some things that you have to do. Okay, you do have the Four of Cups here, so is there something that you gotta let go, but you're just like, you gotta feel it. You gotta feel it. Okay. You really have to feel it. And it may be something that, even moving into the month, or maybe something that you're very aware of, where it's like, I know, but I'm so used to this system. I'm so used to thinking this way. I don't want to change. This is a card where it's just saying like, he's already got 3 cups. So what is that? If you're feeling a little bit of discontent, like, where is that coming from? Right? That's just really taking that time to reflect. And this card is associated with like apathy and boredom, things like that too. Okay. And I'm not saying it's you. I'm saying it's the card. So it's like moving into this month, like really reflecting, what do I want? What is going to bring me joy and pleasure and make me feel it in my bones, where I'm just like, high frequency. All right. Because you have the Queen of Swords in the heart of your spread. That's really great. That's like having your head above the clouds. That's like the sword is like pointed straight to the sky. It's like connected to the divine, to the cosmos. Like, yeah, it feels really good. You have it here all month. And so it seems like you're going to be making like executive decisions, like not holding back. Queen of Swords does not hold back. Okay. And so she's got great judgment. She is a great mediator as well. But she's powerful in a way where, in terms of communicating with others, like she's all about fairness. She is attributed to Libra. So again, there may be something here with partnerships and relationships. FYI. Okay. Just letting you know. But there even could be legal matters. Now, you do have judgment in your challenge area. If you look at what's happening here, there is a sense of like, what is the thing that, like, what is it, like, there's this there look. Okay, I'm gonna show you something here. You see the Eight of Cup, like, you see the Eight of Cups here. Okay, you do. You see the Eight of Cups in the root of your spread, which is actually attributed to Saturn in Pisces. It's the first decade of Pisces. And you do see the eclipse as well. So it's almost like this is going to be a journey this month. It feels like this rite of passage too, where there's something where, with that Queen of Swords and Judgment, you're gonna, like I said, you might be really cerebral, making a lot of decisions, processing things, but you've got to really connect spiritually. There's an awakening waiting. It's waiting, and it seems like it's gonna happen. It's just, you've got to want it. Yeah, with that Eight of Cups, you see he's walking away from the cups. There's nothing wrong with the cups, but he just knows there's something else for me. And you may even feel that with any of the eclipses. It could change things, especially the way that you're seeing things, but have that moment of awakening with judgment and your time. And it's almost like, again, it's almost like you're at the end of your journey, but there's still some like shadow work that you may have to do. Either that Two of Pentacles in your crown, there's a little bit of imbalance there. work on our chakras, really connect. There's also a sense of like maybe there's something new that you're coming through. It feels like there's something really green, something that you've never experienced before. I've never been in this situation before, so I'm just kind of just like seeing what what plays out. And it's not a bad thing. It's just saying like eventually you're going to have to drop one of those coins or adjust things, as part of your journey moving forward, and letting like really connect spiritually. Okay, basically there is something here that's saying what you're going to have big, what is meaningful in my life moments, and what is not meaningful in my life. I've got to actually ask those questions, because you also have the devil in your future. So there may be something here again, like let's really examine, what's got to go. And when I say that, it's not just the mind, all like mind, body, spirit, all of it. Feel it in your bones, feel it in your soul, all of that. Okay, that devil. I mean, you see the couple chained to the devil, the couple from the Lovers card, and so this is just like an energy vampire. So again, with a lot of these eclipses and everything else that's happening, like what's taking up your energy? Is it, and is there something that you're doing that you're just like, I probably shouldn't be doing this? Are you in a, F like a FWB situation, but you really want true love? Are you, this card is like addiction, obsessions, codependency, it's bad behavior, it's pessimistic thinking. That's a double energy. And so remember, and it's Capricorn. The devil is attributed to Capricorn, and Saturn rules Capricorn. So there's a bit of a test here. All right. So hold on to that energy where you've got this clarity, but you need the whole package with your intuition as well. Okay. Let's get to yourself, because it just feels like, there's something here, I got to move on from this, but there's this like, Sagittarius. If you like this reading, it would be great if you like, subscribe, leave comments, tell me what is happening, what's going on. It's going to be a big month. And all of y'all, there's so much happening for y'all. Okay, so let's see what's going on here. Yeah, okay, there you go. I think that, okay, so look, you got the Six of Swords. That's a great sign. Okay, so again, it just feels like, yes, you're gonna have this mental clarity. You're gonna be very, like, again, head over the clouds, even cerebral. There may be a lot going on in your mind, especially with Uranus retrograde too, and it can have to do with partnerships or relationships. That may be a thing, or even contracts, and maybe even you being a mediator, feeling that you have to, like, get justice for something, right? I like this because it's you just saying, like, these two cards, look at the direction they're going with the Eight of Cups and the Six of Swords, right? They're saying, even though, I may be missing out on something, or this may have been a good thing, or something happened and it wasn't great, I'm still moving forward. That's all that matters, okay? That's all that matters. It was Confucius who said, it doesn't matter how slowly you go, as long as you do not stop. All right. You do have that Six of Pentacles. There's support all around you. There's you want to get to a place where you feel that, where you feel like you're being supported, and likewise, like, you're supporting others. There's this balance. Okay. You see the scale in his hand. So there really is something here. When you got that Six of Pentacles with a Devil card here, you can see it's two figures over to others. Okay. So again, there may be someone else involved, where there's a decision has to be made, where there's this not only fairness but kindness, but also the sense of, okay, this is the thing that has to go. And it can be like, maybe the actual person, maybe you need, you need time, like a break or whatever it is. Maybe it is like a toxic boss or a colleague, and there's got to be a discussion. Whatever it is, you're gonna have to face it, okay? But it just seems like you want to, all right? but have that awakening, have that recognize what it is. Yeah, the Emperor. That's great. Your head's in the right place. You know the direction you're going. You know that whatever you want. It's just you want that like this sense of power, a control of my destiny. And this is all like I know who I am. So again, you keep moving in that direction, and then you have the Eight of Pentacles and your final outcome. This card is actually attributed to Sun and Virgo. You see him working on these pentacles, like he's working toward his destiny, and he's going to be successful, okay? Because he's removed himself from the village. He's diligent. Look how hardworking he is. So this is a lot of like developing your skills, and practice makes perfect, and just not being distracted, just really going after everything that you want. It's the Eight of Pentacles, but also this is a card where through this whole month, this process, as you go within, you may realize you've got these amazing skills that you've never been using. Yeah. So really take that time to go within, and that'll help you face things that you need to face. Again, I love the fact that you have the Six of Pentacles and the Six of Swords. There's a sense of like comfort there, and I feel like that's what you're seeking as well. But there's a little bit of like let's feel things out this month. Um, and when I say that, yeah, let's do some restructuring and letting the things go that is taking up too much time, space, and energy. Now, let's break it down week by week. What the biggest thing the first week is that full moon lunar eclipse in Pisces. So what can Sagittarius expect the first week? Well, you got the King of Wands. That's really amazing. King of Wands is someone who is, well, he's a big leader, but he's like a passionate leader. That's epitome of fire. And I'm just so happy that you did get the King of Wands, because I was going to say, like, you didn't get any wands. I was like, where's that spirit? Where's that enthusiasm? Where's that, like, and wands, it's like your ambitions. Like, I love this. A lot of creative energy. He's a very, like, transformative king. Like, he's gone through a whole journey, and he's transformed into this person where it's all about his passions, but he wants to help others with their passions, and he is the entrepreneur. So a lot of work stuff for y'all. And if you're not here for that, it's just like, that's confidence. The King of Wands is confidence. This is someone who is just he thrives, and people thrive. They feel his energy. He's a big leader. That's you that first week. It feels like that's what you want, okay? And it doesn't have to be work. It doesn't have to be career. It can be like online, social media. It can be with your family. It can be with, you know what I mean? Like your volleyball club. Let's see what's going on for you this second week, all right? It would be the Sun and Mercury successful Jupiter. That's the biggest thing, okay? Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Let's see. There you go. You got your own card. The Knight of Wands is you. Knight of Wands is you. It's double fire too. Knights are fire, Wands are fire. Wow. We're the King of Wands. There you go. I love it. So there's a little bit like every week is like that spirit that's like, that, that invigorating, just enthusiastic energy. The Knight of Wands is just, he's on a mission. That's it. He's on a mission, going after his passions, and the males in the wand suit, they all are out to transform their lives. Yeah. And again, that creative energy really helps. I love that. Let's see the third week, okay? And that's something like you could have gotten like a great message from the queen. You work, the knights work for the queens, and remember Mercury sextile Jupiter, and now you're just running with this. Like, I love this. This is happening in my life. Let's see the third week, Sagittarius. Venus moving into Virgo may be the biggest thing for you. Oh, there we go. Okay. Which is your 10th house, where the South Node is. So, what? Well, you just got the Knight of Pentacles. All right. So, wow. Knight of Pentacles is Virgo, and just it's almost like the Eight of Pentacles, who's also Virgo, turns into the Knight of Pentacles. So the Knight of Pentacles has sown his seeds. Yeah, he's done the work, and now he's just gonna reap his rewards, and he's in it for the long haul. And all the Knights are about action, so it's like grooming everything that you've built and really making sure that it's long lasting. That's that Saturn energy too. That's really nice. And it's anything that you've invested your time in, time, spirit, like, energy, all of that. It can be relationships. It can be job, career. It's a pentacles. It can even be literal investments. Wow. All right. Let's see what's going on for you the last week. And the big thing would be the full moon. I'm sorry, the new moon solar eclipse in Virgo. And Mars in Scorpio. But you're going to be fine. You're going to get everything that you want. You just got the nine of cups, which is hello. That's like everything. That's complete satisfaction, feeling good, feeling that there's a sense of accomplishment, achievement, everything that's happening with, the new moon solar eclipse in Virgo in your 10th house. Anyway, that's the like wish come true card. Amazing. The North, and also home stuff could be possible here. It's the 10 of cups is a trip. It's like a Pisces card. So remember, you're the North Node in Pisces, and that is your 4th house of home and family. But anyway, either way, it's like you're just working toward everything that you want, putting in effort and reaping your rewards. It's really amazing, but along the way, yeah, you're gonna have to really face some things. Okay, what is that? It's like any movie. It's a hero's journey, right? It's like any movie. You're gonna face some things on your journey, and then you'll be fine. You're gonna be good. But there is an element here of like, yeah, working hard. I'm on a mission, making sure everything's like perfect. That's Virgo energy, right? To get to this point, but you're gonna have to. Okay, Sagittarius, thanks so much. Next, and remember, I'm gonna be away, so I'll see you soon. I'll see you soon, and we'll jump right back in with a weekly forecast. And tier 3 members, we're gonna do the second spread, the bonus spread, and we're gonna look at one thing that I look at is we just the cards that come out here in a completely different deck. If it's the same cards from this spread, the universe is really sending you a message. And at this point, I've done like 5 signs. I'm trying to get these up by Sunday, but it's just I think I'll make it. And it's just crazy at how so many come out. And anyway, uh, anyone's welcome to join. Really good and legendary members. Sagittarius, y'all are amazing. I will see you next time. All right. Thanks so much. All right. Bye bye.